It's the first part of November and it's time to get this thing ready for winter. As you can see, we've had a couple of freezes already, but wasn't hard enough freeze to kill the plant. And it's going to be getting down into the 20s soon. So I'll be cutting these close to the ground. I'm not sure how close, probably a foot or less. The ideal tool for this would be a machete, but I don't have a machete, so I'm going to have to improvise and use something I have on hand. So let's get right to it. As you can see by the way that limb saw cut through this like butter, these things are herbaceous. They aren't woody at all. In a way, they have kind of like rings, like a regular tree, except this is just real watery plant material. It's not woody a bit. But the whole plant looks like the mother plant had 5 main pups, but if you get to looking around the base, there's one trying to grow here, there's one trying to grow over here, and there might be some on the other side. Yeah, there's one trying to grow there and one trying to grow over here. Okay, now I'm gonna get some material and get this thing covered up for the winter. On the same day, I cut down our canna flowers, and I used the vegetation from those to cover up the stumps. And then on top of that, I put oak leaves. I just kept piling the leaves until I had a pile that was 2 or 3 feet tall, and I made sure to cover up anything that was sticking out the sides. Once I had the oak leaves piled up into a pretty good pile, I just tore the leaves off of the banana tree and then used those to secure the oak leaves so they wouldn't blow around. Once I had all of the banana leaves in place, it really held the oak leaves pretty securely, even in some pretty good winds. We might have lost a few, but not too many. We had a pretty cold winter, and when it got down to near 0 degrees Fahrenheit, I decided to add about a half a bale of straw over the oak leaves and banana leaves. I don't remember the exact date that I uncovered them, but it was in April, and I basically just kept an eye on the weather forecast, and once there weren't too many freezing nights predicted, I decided to uncover them. And then once it did freeze a couple of times, I just recovered them as needed. I just raked everything away from the stumps, and then I kept it handy just in case I needed it later. I wasn't sure what to expect, so I was a little disappointed when I realized that all that was left of the stumps was pretty much just mush. At first glance, there really wasn't any signs of life at all. To satisfy my curiosity, I decided to dig down below the soil level just to see what it looked like, and I was pleasantly surprised when I found some good color down there. Along with having good color below the soil level, it was also good and firm, and to my surprise, I actually found some pups coming out the sides. The pups also had good color and looked like they were alive, but just hadn't started to grow yet. After a couple of weeks, the pups from the previous year had these solid white little nubs start to stick above the mushy part, and those continued to gain in size over the coming days. As the old pups started to come to life, the newer pups started to stick above the soil and green up, and that's when it really started to look like it was coming to life. Here we are on May 6th, and this pup is about 15 inches tall at its tallest point. And this one over here is also starting to get that first true leaf coming out of the middle. Some of this year's new pups are already getting leaves. And I expect it to really start growing very quickly soon. I added a little bit of high nitrogen fertilizer to give it a boost. And that should get it going pretty good. And then I'll probably fertilize at least a couple more times during the summer. And once it gets hot, I water every day, a little bit. But it just goes to show you that you can grow a banana tree in the Midwest. Here we are in zone 6B and it's doing just fine. Made it through a pretty hard winter too. If you're just now finding this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Otherwise, like, comment, and share. We'll see you next time.